What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today we're going to be talking about the possibility of the BOWIE knife coming to Black Ops 3 multiplayer as a DLC melee weapon, kind of like we just had with the butterfly knife, the wrench, and the brass knuckles. So this is something that's been a mega hot topic for like the past 14 hours or so. There were a couple of videos of kind of like leaked footage and leaked gameplay and stuff like that a lot of people are arguing. They're saying it could be real, it could be fake, but nobody really knows. So I wanted to kind of start a discussion here, give you guys my opinion, and see if we can figure this thing out. So obviously the BOWIE knife is an iconic weapon. You know, it dates far back in the Black Ops series. It's always been around kind of like the lore of zombies and stuff like that. It was like a really good one-hit kill melee weapon for quite a few rounds, and it's even made its way into the current zombies. In Shadows of Evil, it's a wall-by weapon, which is pretty cool. So it's always been in zombies, but it looks like there is a possibility with these various melee weapons Treyarch's been throwing into the mix, we could potentially get it in multiplayer, which is kind of cool. Now, if you guys don't know, it's technically already in multiplayer. It wasn't an actual usable weapon, but it was on a wall somewhere. So if you look above the doorway of the balcony room on Hunted, you guys can see that it's right here on display, which I thought was kind of cool. Actually, I remember seeing Jimmy or Chaos post a video about this when the game first came out. So yeah, it's already kind of in multiplayer. Obviously, it's in zombies, but could it potentially come to multiplayer as a weapon? Well, let's look at these gameplays and look at these videos that people have showed. So the first video that popped up yesterday was this Twitter video right here. And when I saw this, I was driving back from Michigan, which is why I didn't make this video yesterday. When I first saw this video, I immediately thought it was fake. Like it wasn't just like the typical bad quality you see in leaks and stuff like this. It was like potato quality behind a plastic bag. Like it was awful. It's the worst video quality I've ever seen. So I was like, you know what? This is just somebody who, you know, kind of like recorded in bad quality so they, you know, wouldn't show their bad Photoshop job and editing job and stuff like that. There's no way this is real. Well, then Frexile, I'm going to link him down in the description. He found the guy who had this BOWIE knife. He found him on the Xbox One leaderboards, and he went in and recorded this footage you guys are seeing right here from theater mode. Now, something you have to keep in mind when you're watching this gameplay is that whether this is real or if it's completely fake and modded in, obviously, it was not obtained legitimately. Like, you guys can see the name of the weapon down in the bottom right. It says ZM weapon _ BOWIE. So if this were real, like there is a chance this could be real. Obviously, it wasn't available for the public yet, and it's not completely finalized, which is why it looks kind of weird. Like, when I'm seeing people talking about this, I see a lot of people say they think it's fake because he's holding it like a gun. And while that is weird, and yes, this animation of him carrying it around is totally wrong, and that's not how it actually look in game, that could potentially be because it's not finalized. It could be because it's fake, but it could be because it's not finalized. Like the visuals and the animations aren't fully complete. Like you guys can see when he switches into the first person view, you can't see it when it's just kind of like being held in front of his face and just sitting there idle, kind of like with the wrench. You just see like a giant wrench on your screen, stuff like that. But when he taps the melee button and actually swipes the knife, then you can see it come across the screen. So really, this leaves us at a dead end, and it doesn't really help us make a decision here. I mean, it's like it doesn't look right, and that could be because of two reasons. Either one, because it's not complete yet and they aren't finished coding it and it's only kind of like, you know, halfway in the game at this point, or it could be because it isn't actually in the game and this is modded in. So you know, what do I think? Personally, I think that this is in the game. I think it's coming to Black Ops 3, all right? So part of the reason why I think that is because this is from Xbox One. So if this was on PC, obviously with PC, there's a lot more room to, you know, go into the files of the game and change things around and hack around things. I don't know. I'm not some super elite hacker, but I know it's much easier to mod things on the PC than it is on Xbox. So if this was PC gameplay, I would be much more hesitant to say, you know, hey, maybe this guy, you know, took the files from the zombie side of the game, imported it into the multiplayer side of the game, and he's running around with it, and it just doesn't look right because it's just not supposed to be there. That would make sense. But this is on Xbox One, and it's not as open source. You don't have access to as much. You can't do that sort of thing on Xbox, at least not to my knowledge. So it makes me think that while, yes, this guy accessed this thing, you know, obviously not legitimately, it had to be there already. Like the coding had to be in the game for him to access. So I think it was already in the game, and I think it's coming to the game. It makes sense. The only other option would be is if he totally just added all this in afterwards, like using After Effects and editing programs and stuff like that. And while that's possible, I don't think he did. That would take some super, super high quality, very experienced, almost movie-like editing. And I don't think somebody would put that much effort into faking a Call of Duty video like this. And then we have the other clues. I mean, we have the Bowie knife, which looks the exact same above that doorway unhunted. We have all of these various melee weapons that Treyarch's been adding into the game. So it kind of all lines up and makes sense. So I don't know, just me personally, I'm thinking, yes, this is something that's coming to Black Ops 3. I think that it is possible it's fake. Like, I'm not saying it's absolutely not fake, but personally, I'm more leaning towards, yes, this is going to be coming to the game. I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say. And if you guys have any differing opinions, feel free to leave comments down below. Let me know what you think. Back up what you're thinking with facts, with, you know, kind of like insight and stuff like that. And let's start a discussion and try to figure this out. Because, like, honestly, I would love to see the Bowie knife come to multiplayer. I think that'd be really cool. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys again. Check out these two screens. Seen yet? Peace out, guys.